Hi, Terry here. Hey, before I get into today's video, got a public announcement to make. My channel, Times Gone Tech, has just passed 500 subscribers. It's actually about a month or so ago. In fact, I'm creeping up on 800 now, and I've passed 3,000 public watch hours. So what that means is I've qualified for, applied for, and been approved for partial monetization. That's right. So what that means is, while I still can't sell advertising and I don't get paid for views, I can still offer memberships. I can sell merchandise if I had any. I don't, but if I did, I could. And offer some kind of membership perks, which I'm still working on. That's why you don't see a join button yet on the channel. I'm still working that out. Got a few details to work out still, but at least I qualify. So what I'm hoping with these memberships is maybe I can get a budget where I can actually start doing more better videos. I've got a lot of ideas for videos that I would love to do. I just don't have the budget for it, like the Roman Scorpion, the Ballista, the Trebuchet, the tree cannon, and on and on. So keep an eye out. I will give you updates, and yeah, expect soon to be seeing a long series of short, shameless promo videos. It's a lot like Patreon. Except you can do it all here. You can show your support for the channel here. You don't have to go to Patreon. Okay, so on to the video. Back in the late Neolithic, when I was in college, 1970s, I had a kind of a in and out social group of fellow students that I associated with for various reasons. I had a jogging group that we'd go out jogging or hiking or something. I had a group that played Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, we had a game going that lasted for about a year at one point in time. And I had another group that would meet on occasion whenever, studying in classes and all allowed, and play thought experiments. Now, the purpose behind these thought experiments was not to try and solve the problems of the world. We didn't even talk about political issues going on, current events. We didn't discuss anything like that. We didn't get really deep into philosophy or religion or, blah, blah, blah. Actually, they were quite kind of silly. They were lighthearted, fun conversations that we would carry on, as we met off and on for about a week or so, and see what kind of conclusions we could reach at the end. So with Halloween approaching, I thought I might share one of those with you that we actually discussed around this same time back in 1979. Now, the question was, assuming for the sake of argument that there is some kind of a phenomenon going on out here in the world that we're going to collectively call ghosts, okay? Are these ghosts actual or apparitional? Now, I'll discuss what I mean about that in a moment. First, a few ground rules. You'll notice that the question was not, what do you think ghosts are? The question was not, do you believe in ghosts? The discussion, based on the assumption that there is something going on that we call ghosts, are they actual or apparitional? And those are the only two subjects that were allowed in the discussion. So you couldn't say, well, I think ghosts are, disembodied people. And no, that's not what we were asking. Actual or apparitional. Also, another ground rule. No taking opportunity of the discussion to bring in religion, philosophy, political opinions, anything like that. We were there really in the discussion to hone our skills at logical analysis and argumentation, not win converts to a particular religion or express political opinions or even be funny. That's another thing. No stand-up comics allowed, okay? I don't know about students today, but back in the late Neolithic, 1970s, we took everything seriously, even our partying. We even took our fun serious. So we kept these discussions lighthearted. Again, not trying to solve the world's problems, all right? Just not trying to make any earth-shattering discoveries. Just have a little fun, but take it seriously. Another ground rule that the discussion back in 1979 followed was that we were going to leave out psychic phenomena like poltergeists, for example. Now, I know in German, poltergeist means playful ghost, but it's really used to describe some type of physical manifestation of a person's subconscious psychic abilities, like psychokinesis, moving objects, rocks falling from the sky, things like that, but only when a particular person is close by and in an emotionally agitated state. And the more agitated they are, the stronger and more violent the manifestations become. The entire idea of a poltergeist has pretty much been abandoned these days. But again, why? Oh, well, because no one has ever demonstrated any psychic ability whatsoever of any kind in a scientifically controlled experiment. So, no poltergeist. But back in the late Neolithic, the poltergeist concept was still being taken very seriously and being studied on universities around the world. But we weren't there to discuss poltergeists. So no psychic phenomena, no poltergeist. This was not an open-ended discussion. Okay, having said all that, well, what do I mean by actual or apparitional? Okay, actual. An actual ghost would be the spirit of an actual person who had been alive at one time and was now deceased. An example is I close my eyes, I open them, my body has ceased to function, but I'm still here. I'm, up here. I'm still here. I'm standing here. I can walk around. I can see things. I think. I'm self-aware. I am the disembodied spirit of a once living person, actual entity. The other side of that, apparitional, is sort of like if I were to go look into a mirror, I would see my image. It looks exactly like me. My reflection looks exactly like me in the mirror. It does exactly what I do. When I do this, the image does exactly the same thing, the reflection in the mirror. But that's not me. It's an image of me. And when I walk out of the view of the mirror, the image ceases to exist. The reflection of me ceases to exist. So are ghosts like that? Some kind of ectoplasmic post or snapshot or maybe video clip of a particular person at a specific point in time, caught in the Malthus loop through time, just repeating itself over and over. But the consciousness, the awareness, the will just isn't there anymore. So those were the two possibilities that we were allowed to discuss. We had some pretty good discussions over that, actually. And at the end of the week, we were unable to all agree on a single conclusion. About half of the team agreed that there were both kinds. There were both actual ghosts and apparitional ghosts. Actual ghosts were the kind of ghosts that interact, or at least try to interact with us to elicit a response from us. They'll turn lights on in another room, so we get up and go look, nothing there, turn a light out. See, we interacted with them. They elicited a response. They move things around. They hide our car keys. Now we've got to look for our car keys, then they give them back. Ha ha ha, funny joke. These were actual entities, beings, consciousness, self-aware. The other kind, the apparition, usually consisted of just sounds, very brief, quick images out of the corner of your mind, corner of your eye, right? The sound of an old woman running up a stairway at 1 o'clock in the morning, slamming a door while she's cursing vehemently, and then it stops. And it happens just about the same day of the week or the same day of the month, same time, same thing, over and over and over. Wake up at 1:30 in the morning, you hear all the furniture in the living room being shuffled and moved around. You jump up, you grab your shotgun, you run downstairs, and nothing's there. All the furniture is still in its same place. And this would happen again. Basically, it would repeat itself at the same time or at regular intervals. I might be walking around in my backyard. I might turn a corner around the house, come face to face with some old guy wearing overalls that I can kind of sort of see through. He looks just surprised as hell to see me there, and then he's gone. Just a reflection of that old man who used to own the house, caught in that Malthus loop. The other half, they reached the conclusion that ghosts are apparitional. There are no actual ghosts. They're all just apparitions. They're all ectoplasmic video clips of people, and the consciousness is gone. And I kind of rode the fence on that one. I kind of still am, because I'd like to be an actual ghost, actually. But the logic behind that was actually pretty good. And that is, if there are such things as actual ghosts, the disembodied spirit consciousness of a once living person, why do they always dress and look exactly the same? Now, I like to change my clothes once in a while. I grow a beard, I shave it, I trim it. I let my hair grow out a little. Well, I did when I had hair. I cut it short, grow it long, wear it in a ponytail for a year or two, and then cut it short again. I mean, honestly, if I woke up tomorrow morning and I was a ghost, I would not want to be wearing this shirt for the next 200 years. Actually, I wouldn't be wearing a shirt. That's another thing is, if this apparition represents, a very quick moment in time when they died, why aren't there naked ghosts running around? Because there are people who do sleep naked. But and that's a different subject though. And they always seem to be tied to a specific place. The backyard. They wander around in this, the mansion's backyard, or you see them down in the basement or something. If I was a ghost again, and I'm self-aware and conscious, I think I'd want to get out and travel around. I mean, think about it. I'm just a spirit. I got no physicality, right? I could fly, man. I could just up above the trees, fly around. Another thing, if they can interact with us by turning lights on and moving things around and stuff and appearing in photographs in the background, why don't they just manifest themselves and talk to us? If they can interact with physical objects, right? Why can't they just take a physical form and go, poof, hey, John here. Yeah, I used to live in this house, but I died like 20 years ago. But, I thought I'd just hang around for a while. But they never do that outside of Hollywood. In fact, their interactions appear to be extremely limited. They can appear in a photograph or as a shadow, or they can move an object around when we're not looking, or turn a light switch on, or make some noise like off in the distance. But that's all they can do. And that's all they ever do, right? It's like they're caught in a Matthias loop also. It's just that those reflections or those apparitions maybe are made at a higher definition. If they're an ectoplasmic video clip, they're a high definition ectoplasmic video clip. So, they're capable of interacting with us a little bit more, but they're not really aware of us as far as there being a consciousness there. And then, like example is, I might turn your bedroom light on at night. If I was a ghost, I mean, and I got that quirky kind of sense of humor, I might actually do something like that, or hide your car keys or whatever. So it's feasible that an ectoplasmic reflection or apparition of me could potentially do those same things also. That wouldn't necessarily require my conscious presence. You get it? Yeah. Okay. And even to this day, I can't really definitively resolve that. I can see both sides. So, anyway, I just thought I would throw this out there for you. Halloween coming up. If you find yourself in a rather or otherwise boring Halloween party filled with nerds, you might throw this out, or might throw a similar question up and see where it goes. Oh, a couple of follow-up questions on that. Once, when I was around 4 years old, I asked my mother, how long did ghosts live? Now, that does tell you something about my early childhood, but my point was, is there a ghost shelf life, or do they exist forever? Um, how far into the future can a ghost haunt a place and still manifest itself? 1,000 years, 200 years, a million years? I mean, why are there no Neanderthal ghosts? Or are there? Second follow-up question. How does one become a ghost? I mean, what is the ghost making process? Why do some people manifest themselves as ghosts and others don't? Why doesn't everybody, when they die, become a ghost? I mean, if they did, there'd be a lot of ghosts wandering around the planet, which would be kind of hard to ignore or to argue that they don't exist. But yeah, what's going on with that? Because if it's possible, how do I become a ghost, for example? Because I would really like to be an actual ghost, not an apparition. You can keep that. But yeah, if it's possible, why not? I mean, duh. I'd like to hang around the planet for a couple thousand years into the future. So thanks for watching. If you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. Your support has helped put me where I'm at, and the channel is growing. It is evolving. In fact, one of my neighbors just recently watched it and commented that it's starting to look like a real YouTube channel. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do so. Not going to cost you anything unless you want to join when I get that set up and started. And then I think the memberships start like around $3.99 or something. Yeah. But it adds up. So hey, thanks for watching. If I don't get back to you before Halloween, which it's kind of early still, I plan to, but if I don't, have a happy, safe Halloween, and happy ghost hunting. See you next time.